Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. This is today's regular meeting at the Eagle Pass Independent School District. Today being March the 9th, it is 5:09, and we call this meeting to order. We'll have the Pledge of Allegiance. Wait. We'll first have roll call. Present, we have Hilda P. Martinez, our Vice President, Dr. Hector Alvarez, our Secretary, Trustee Ms. Glenna Purcell, Trustee Ms. Lupita Fuentes, Trustee Mr. Christopher Hiller, Trustee Victor E. Perry, Attorney Richard Strieber, Superintendent Mr. Samuel Mijares, and myself, Jorge Barrera, were present. Now we will have the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Mijares, will you please lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. It was Pledge of Allegiance before roll call. We will now move to citizens' communications and recognitions. Do we have any citizens' communications? Okay, then we will move on to recognitions. The first one, we have recognition of LDC for being selected as the most clean and maintained campus for the month of February 2021.
Yes, we have LDC, and we have Mr. Salinas in case you have any questions, but they were the most clean, and they will get their check.
Congratulations to LDC for being selected the most clean and maintained campus for the month of February 2021. We will now move to district reports and presentations, and we will take all three together: financial, utility, and tax collection report. Do we have any questions? I have one.
Change this one, guys. Okay. The financial report across the board, our rating agency just looked at all our financial operation. And when you look at the financial reports for the district across the board, all the expenditures, all the percentages, we've been able to keep them down. They're below when you compare them to last year, and some of them are double digits. So that's something we've been doing to try to keep expenditures down and be as conservative as possible because of the COVID situation we're in. So all the expenditure reports look very, very good for the district. We're already at the middle of the fiscal year. We already have 6 months, so the way it's looking really good when you look at expenditures. The other report, the second report, the utility report, I just want to note that we're probably going to be saving close to $500,000 when we compare the utilities that we're going to incur this year compared to last year. Now, this year we will have a full year. Last year we closed for after the COVID. This year we've been open, and so we'll be having a very good savings. We've been looking at what needs to be done, being coordinated with Mr. Salinas, him and I, and we've been doing everything we need to do to materialize as much of a savings as we can. The third report, which is the tax office report, also, if you look at it, our percentages are up. We even have a better collection as of this month than we had than last year, that we had since last year, when we compare it to last year. So everything looks really well. Now, the things to look out for, there's 4 things that I just want to kind of mention and for you all to start looking at is the health insurance claims have really gone up. And I'm going to tell you why. Due to COVID cases that we've had some cases that have cost a lot of money. So they're up, and they're up more than normal. I've been analyzing it on a weekly basis and looking at everything that's happening, and we're going to have to increase the premiums next year by 10%. I'm going to be working on that. When I work on the budget and I bring the first report to the first workshop, I'm already going to incorporate that into the budget. That way we don't have to have any difficulties funding it. The way that I'm looking at it is that the 10% will be incurred by EPISD. We will not be having the employees pay any of the increase. I'm going to try to work it that way so that we can go ahead and do what we need to do with the health insurance. We are self-funded. I've been calling other places. That's the way it is everywhere. It's something that nobody expected, and it's affecting our unemployment rate substantially, and it's affecting the health insurance. Those are the 2 ones that are affecting. And the unemployment, it went up by about 6 or 7 times more than it normally is. I think we had a bill about $700,000. The federal government has been helping us. They picked up about 600,000 of it, so we only had to pay like 100 and something thousand. So we did get relief on the unemployment. Luckily, we are self-funded. And on the health insurance, there is no relief. So that's something I just want to make sure the board knows that I'm working behind the scenes on the health insurance so we can continue to provide the health care that we provide to all of our employees. ADA, you're going to hear a lot about ADA. ADA, as you know, when I presented the budget, is a main drive of the funding. That state funding is a big portion of our revenues. When you compare them to federal and local, it's minimal. State funding is what drives our budget, what funds our budget. And what's going on with our ADA, Mr. Camarillo and Mr. Jesse Montalvo and all the principals and everybody, they have been working really, really hard on the attendance. And this last 36 weeks, you see that there was an increase in ADA compared to last year before the COVID hit us. So in a nutshell, just to let you know, I don't foresee us being hit on the revenue part of it, because as long as our ADA is healthy, then the revenues are going to stay consistent. So that's what we're analyzing. TA reduced our funding today by about $9 million, $8 million. I don't know what they were thinking. I called them today because I do monitor that as often as I can. And they were saying that he had to do something with ESSER, the new stimulus, round 2. However, I don't see how that can be, because our ADA didn't go down that much so that they could keep us all harmless. There's no way that they need to give us $8 million, because we're pretty consistent. We might just be off by maybe 300,000, $500,000, which is nothing, because the revenues that I projected during the summer are going to come pretty close to what Mr. Camarillo and Mr. Montal will provide us. We're about to finish the fourth 6 weeks, right, Mr. Camarillo? And it's going to be very interesting to see how good that ADA is. So that's really, really important. ADA is average daily attendance. We get funded based on the attendance, not on the enrollment. You can have an enrollment if the kids don't go to school. They don't give us money on the enrollment. They'll give us money on the attendance when they're in school. So they've been doing a really good job. My hat goes out for everybody in the district taking care of that. The third thing that I wanted to talk about, Fitch. I provided Fitch all our financial data. They annually review our financial data every year to see whether we can keep that A+ rating, which is, even after talking to David, it's where we want to be. It's a very high rating that we've been able to maintain. I gave them everything, all our financial data, all of our analysis that we have, everything we done for COVID initiatives and everything, and they just gave it to me in writing that they are reaffirming our A+ rating. We're going to keep the rating for this year. So that's really, really good news for our district. That's basically what I have. I don't know if there's any questions.
Nope. That's really good news. Questions? Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you very
Marquez.
much.
We will now move to action items. Number 1, consider and take appropriate action on the request to submit a missed school days waiver for Eagle Pass Independent School District to the Texas Education Agency.
Yes, thank you. This is to submit this waiver to TEA for the 5 days of inclement weather and the power outage. At this time, we are not foreseeing that the staff will have to make up those days. So it's a good thing. I think that we just need to submit our waiver. TEA increased their inclement weather from 3 to 5.
Good.
So we were able to work around that.
Perfect.
So thank you.
Is there a motion?
So move.
There's a motion. Is there a second? Any questions or comments? If not, all in favor? Motion passes unanimous. Thank you. Number 2, consider and take appropriate action on the request to approve the local articulation agreement between Eagle Pass Independent School District and the Southwest Texas Junior College Advanced Skills Program for the 2020-2021 school year.
Yes, this is the articulation of courses with Southwest Texas Junior College for college credit. Mr. Camarillo is here. In case you have any questions, I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about that.
Sure. This articulation agreement we bring to you guys every year, and it is for those high school students that are taking CTE classes that are articulated with Southwest Texas Junior College, contingent that they must attend Southwest Texas Junior College in order to get the credit. So for example, if the student's in a BIM 1 class, they can't, and we have the articulation agreement for that year, then when that student enrolls at Southwest Texas Junior College, they will be able to get college credit with this agreement for that class. So it eliminates them having to duplicate the effort and pay for the class. So it saves them a little bit of money, and we have to go through this agreement in order for that to take place.
Good. Questions? If not, is there a motion? We have a motion by Trustee Perry. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Fuentes. If there are no more questions, all in favor? All opposed? Motion passes unanimous. Number 3, consider and take appropriate action on the request to approve the E-rate year 24 application.
Yes, this is something, it's our turn to bring year 24 to the board for approval. I do think it's still 90-10, or Mr. Camarillo has, I don't know if it's still 90-10, but I think that we have several projects for technology, and he's here in case you have any questions.
Right. E-rate is the federal government's way of providing funding for technology. This is how we pay for our internet services. It pays, we have category 1 and category 2, as well as equipment needed to provide internet services and network services to our campuses. So here we're bringing to you an application that we already did for you to consider approving so that we can purchase equipment. Now, the proposal here is for a little bit over $1 million, and that would be for the total project. Of that, the district would be responsible for only $160,000 of that $1 million plus, because the FCC, or through the E-rate program, we're allotted that money. Now, these monies are awarded every 5 years. The total award for this particular cycle of E-rate is a little bit over $2 million. We're going to be utilizing this particular project to update all our Wi-Fi ahead of time. We're trying to get ahead of the curve, because the end of life cycle for certain projects is coming up, so we want to make sure that we update those projects as soon as possible before the end of cycle of some of these equipment.
So this is the beginning of, or this application is for the new 5-year cycle?
No, actually, well, the allocation is every 5 years, but we have to do the application every year. For
okay.
every project that we do.
Okay.
Okay, and once the project is approved, then we have to bring it to the board, so.
So we're going for
approval,
200.
So we can go ahead and move forward to the next process. We already did the bidding. We do it through one of our consultants firms, which is Region 20 out of, I believe it's, Region 12 out of Waco. And they're the ones that help us with the RFPs and all that information. And then we can, once we select the vendor that we have chosen based on that criteria, then we can bring it to you so you can review it and approve it and continue with the project. And in the memo it states that this can be voided at any time if there are no funds. There's no harm. We can always carry that money over to the next cycle, which would be application 25. Like I said, the district's responsibility for this particular project is only about $160,000.
Good.
And that project would be done next summer, for the summer of
Next school year.
2022.
Okay. Good. Questions? If not, do we have a motion?
I so move.
Motion by Trustee Purcell. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Fuentes. If no more questions, all in favor? Motion passes unanimous. Number 4, consideration and possible approval to grant an easement and right-of-way to AEP Texas to provide electrical power to the Eagle Pass High School band hall.
Yes, this is for the project. Of course, the band hall is going to be completed by August 15th of this year. Hopefully, our students can start the new year with the new band hall, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be accomplished. We need this easement, so due to the new project, if you have any questions, we have Mr. Salinas here.
Where's that easement gonna go?
This easement's gonna be located in between the current girls' gym
Mm-hmm.
and the tennis courts. So it's gonna run adjacent pretty much to the fence line, all the way up to maybe where the restrooms, those outdoor restrooms are at located right there.
Underground?
Yeah, so you're looking at about 2,500 square feet being allotted for this particular easement. And it's,
The width of it, or what do they ask for?
the dimensions themselves are, I believe they are 20 by, it kind of goes in different
Yeah,
locations there, so.
but they're asking for 20 feet.
About 2,500 square feet.
Okay.
The transformer, of course, will be located within the easement there.
Correct. All right. Questions? If not, do we have a motion?
I so move.
Motion by Ms. Martinez,
Second.
trustee Martinez, second by trustee Hiller. All in favor? Motion passes unanimous. Number 5, consideration and action to authorize the superintendent to continue to implement all health and safety protocols to address the COVID-19 pandemic, including but not limited to requiring masks to be worn by all employees and students while on campus, and to observe appropriate social distancing together with other procedures as may be deemed necessary by the superintendent.
Yes, as you know, Governor Abbott did away with the mask. With the TA guidance, we are allowed to use masks with students that are 10 years or older. As a district, we are keeping the mask K through 12. I think our students are already trained when they go to school. Although through the TA guidance, we can do away with the mask policy through board action, but we're not doing that right now. But I want to put this agenda item so that in case TA does away with that policy, I still have that authority to keep that mask as far as we can, according to whatever our needs are as a district.
So the motion is going to read to continue as we are at this point.
Yes, I'm going to continue that policy until it's necessary.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
I so move.
Motion by trustee Alvarez. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Martinez. No more questions. All in favor? Unanimous. Motion passes. We will now move to consent items. We will take 1, 2, and 3 together. I do have a question on 2 and 3. Just like to know what was the donations for both Ashley and Donor's Choose.
Yes, I'm familiar with the Ashley. It's a set of a couch so that the counseling department could use.
Nice.
Okay. And the next one, the Donors Choose. I don't know if John's here. John, are you aware? Or Renee? No, I'm not aware of that one. I don't know if it's in the.
Well, it says it's for Mr. Salazar's classroom project, A Good Book, Please. And it's, I don't know which campus he's on, though. Which
Mancha? Perfecto Mancha? Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's accept the donation
All
of
of
books.
you,
Just because it wasn't.
if you all please thank them on behalf of the board for their donations. We appreciate any donation. Please.
Actually, they included some pictures in the agenda. They're very nice couches.
Good. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
We have a motion by trustee Hiller. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by trustee, Ms. Purcell. No more questions. All in favor? Unanimous. Motion passes. We will now move to closed session. The Board of Trustees of the Eagle Pass Independent School District will convene in closed session as authorized by the Texas Government Code, Chapter 551, to deliberate upon the following matters. Number 1, the board will consider the request to approve term contracts as presented. The board will consider the request to hire personnel to fill vacancies pursuant to TGC 551.074. Number 3, at the request of the grievant, the board will hear the Level 3 grievance appeal of Adrian Ordaz in open session after returning from closed session. Do I have a motion to convene in closed session?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor? Motion passes. The time is 5:32 and the date is Tuesday, March 9, 2021. And the Board of Trustees is now in closed session. No action will be taken in closed session. 6:04 p.m. The date is Tuesday, March 9, 2021, and the Board of Trustees of the Eagle Pass Independent School District is now in open session. And we will move to item 9, number 1, consider and take appropriate action on the request to approve term contracts as presented.
Mr. President, I move to approve the superintendent's request to approve term contracts.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? We have a second by Trustee Fuentes. If there's no questions, all in favor? Motion passes unanimous. Item number 2, consider and take appropriate action on the request to hire personnel to fill vacancies pursuant to TGC 551.074.
I move to approve the superintendent's request to hire professional personnel.
We have a motion by Trustee Purcell. Do we have a second?
Second?
We have a second by Trustee Perry. No questions. All in favor? Unanimous. Motion passes. Now we will move to item number 3. Good afternoon. We will have the grievance presentation of the Eagle Pass Independent School District today, Tuesday, March 9, 2021. We will now hear the level 3 grievance presentation of Adrián Ordaz. The following board members are present.
Hilda Martinez?
Hector Alvarez.
Glenna Purcell.
Lupita Fuentes?
Christopher Hiller.
And I'm Jorge Barrera. For the record, a quorum is present. Will the representatives for the grievant and administration please introduce yourselves?
Julie Layton, staff attorney with the Texas Classroom Teachers Association, representing Adrian Ordaz.
Adriano Ordaz, Memorial Junior High 7th grade art teacher.
And I'm Philip Marzek. I'm here on behalf of the administration.
Saman Mijares, superintendent.
Richard Streever, General Counsel to the district.
Does HR, Mr. Costilla? No, that's fine. Okay. At the request of the grievant, the board will conduct a level 3 hearing appeal in open session. However, the grievant and his representative are cautioned that any reference to specific district employees will not be allowed. The only issue before the board is whether the original grievance was filed in a timely manner. No other issues will be discussed. I will now instruct the grievant and administration on procedures to be followed in this grievance presentation. The Level 3 grievance hearing is being conducted in accordance with the district's policy governing employee complaints. The board will listen impartially to a presentation by the grievant and/or the grievance representatives. Upon completion of the grievance presentation, the board may ask questions. However, the board will not be questioned. The rules for this Level 3 grievance presentation are as follows. Only one person talks at a time. The grievant, representatives, and administration are not to argue directly with each other. The grievance participants shall conduct themselves with common courtesy and respect for the right of others. There will be no new evidence introduced at this hearing, aside from the evidence already introduced at the lower level hearing. To provide a record of the proceedings, an audio recording is being made. Please avoid talking when others are speaking so that the record will reflect the proceedings accurately. The grievant and administration each will have 10 minutes to make their presentations. Are there any questions regarding the presentation procedures?
No.
No.
Good.
No.
Thank you. The grievant and his representative may now proceed with their presentation. You have 10 minutes.
Thank you very much for your time here tonight. My name is Julie Lake. I am an attorney with the Texas Classroom Teachers Association. It is my pleasure to be here tonight on behalf of Mr. Adrian Ordaz. Mr. Ordaz is a seventh grade art teacher at Memorial Junior High. And he is here tonight to bring to your attention some issues regarding health and safety at Memorial Junior High School. Now, the district has dismissed his grievance as being untimely. And there is one point that we are definitely willing to concede on this untimeliness issue, and that is that these problems have been lingering on the campus for a significant amount of time. My client has been attempting to bring these matters to the attention of the administration for a very, very long time.
If I may, I'm sorry. This grievance, excuse me, I'm sorry, this grievance was only for the original grievance, which was supposed to be filed in a timely matter.
Yes.
No other issues shall be discussed at this time.
Okay. Yes, I'm happy to discuss why this grievance is in fact timely filed. The Commissioner of Education has held on various occasions that a grievance can be considered timely under various circumstances, including when there is an ongoing concern, and including when the person who has brought the grievance has attempted to informally resolve the grievance prior to actually formally bringing it. So what I am going to do here tonight is attempt to describe the ongoing nature of the concerns that Mr. Ordaz has in order to explain to you why I believe his concerns are timely. And I will also discuss the efforts that he has made to, on an ongoing basis, to bring this matter to your attention. The bottom line is this: the sinks in Memorial Junior High in the art lab do not work. They did not work yesterday. They did not work.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Ms. Leahy.
The merits of the grievance as opposed to the timeliness.
What's before the board is only the, Ms. Leahy, give me a second, please. Ms. Leahy, please.
Please, everybody, just one at a time. One at a time.
The only issue is the timeliness of the grievance, not what is going on at the school, whether there's been repairs or haven't been repairs. It's only, was this grievance filed in a timely manner?
And we contend that it was, because of the ongoing nature of the maintenance concerns.
Okay.
And because the concerns still exist. The concerns exist within the 15-day time period in which my client has to file a grievance. And for that reason, we believe his grievance was timely filed. We believe that that his complaints are timely for as long as these conditions continue to be unremedied. The reality is that dismissing the grievance doesn't fix the sink. Dismissing the grievance does not fix the specific issues that my client has requested to be fixed. And so considering this grievance to be untimely and dismissing it on that basis does not address my client's concerns, and in fact is an effort to deflect consideration of some very significant health conditions that exist on this campus. Now, and the reality is that the amount of time that the district has spent dismissing this grievance as not timely could have been dedicated to these maintenance requests, which is the whole reason that my client is here tonight, is to bring these matters to the district's attention.
Once again, Ms. Leahy, I'm sorry. The issue is not the maintenance requests. There's obviously a disconnect between your client's position and the district's position as far as what's been done. The issue is, did he file his grievance within the 15-day timeline that he had based on the complaint that were written in the original grievance? And that's all we're addressing.
We believe he did, because all of the issues contained in the level 1 grievance that was filed on October 8th, 2020 continue to exist within the 15-day time period that preceded the filing of his grievance. We also believe that his grievance was timely filed because of the fact that he had been persisting on an ongoing basis in attempting to bring these concerns to the attention of the administration. The commissioner has held that efforts to informally resolve concerns can toll a grievance deadline, and that has been established by the Commissioner of Education specifically to the issue of timeliness. Therefore, we believe that the fact that my client has continued to bring this issue to various members of administration supports our argument that his grievance was timely filed due to the fact that he has made ongoing efforts to attempt to resolve this. Finally, the Commissioner has recognized that grievance timelines can be waived in incidents where there is an ongoing concern. These issues are ongoing, they remain ongoing. The safety conditions on the campus have not been addressed, and we believe that they will continue to this very day to pose a danger to the health, safety, and welfare both of students and faculty.
Once again, ma'am.
That is not an untimely issue, that is very timely. It exists today.
Ms.
It
Leahy,
existed
Ms.
on
Leahy.
October 8th. It existed in the 15 business days
You
preceding
continue
October 8th,
to
and
go
that is
into the
reason it's
safety
timely.
and health. At this time, I do have to bring up once again, this has to be on the timeliness of the grievance, or yes, and no other thing can be brought up.
We believe for the three reasons that we have asserted: ongoing concern, ongoing failure to fix the health and safety issues on the campus, and the fact that my client has continued to try to resolve these, are three recognized reasons to continue to examine this grievance on a timely basis. Thank you.
Thank you. The administration may now present a response. You have 10 minutes on the same issue.
Thank you. Good evening, board members, Superintendent Mijares, Ms. Leahy, and Mr. Ordaz. I again am Philip Marzik with Escamilla and Ponick, and I'm here representing administration. Okay, are you all able to hear me? Can you all hear me? Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Ordaz is asking you to overturn the dismissal of his grievance filed on October 30th, 2020. His grievance was dismissed as untimely. Based upon the evidence in this matter, the dismissal was warranted and should be upheld. Although the district believes it has appropriately addressed the complaints of Mr. Ordaz, we're not here today to discuss his underlying complaints. We're here to address Mr. Ordaz's failure to follow the rules as set forth through the district's board policies. Deadlines are necessary to encourage complaints to be addressed timely by all the parties involved. Allowing an employee to avoid filing a timely grievance would defeat the purpose of policy DGBA local in having complaints addressed efficiently and would result in prejudicing the district's position as to potential future litigation. Policy DGBA local provides that an employee must file a grievance within 15 days of the date the employee first knew or with reasonable diligence should have known of the decision or action given rise to the complaint or grievance. The policy encourages employees to promptly discuss their concerns with the appropriate person who has the authority to address the concerns. Deadlines are put in place for a reason, not to be arbitrary, and not only to stress the importance of bringing forth complaints timely so that the matters can be addressed, but also that all persons are treated fairly. Both the accuser and the accused benefit from the timelines set out in policy DGBA local. Employees get a quick response to their complaints, and any accused person is provided certainty of the outcome in an efficient manner. In this particular case, Mr. Ordaz has made several complaints over several months, but despite attempts by the administration at Memorial Junior High.
Phil, I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you off. Mr. Marzik? Mr. Marzik?
Yes.
I'm going to cut you off. I don't want to discuss anything about what's been done at the school.
Okay. Noted. All right. However, these claims of having presented complaints before only point out the importance of bringing grievances on a timely manner. Or Mr. Ordaz filed his grievance about his concerns, but the latest allegation, he said that the grievance alleged that the latest incident for which he complained occurred on or about October 8th of 2020. In DG policy DGBA local, days are defined as district school days. Therefore, Mr. Ordaz had more than 15 calendar days to file his grievance timely. 15 business days after October 8th was October 29th, 2020, which was 21 calendar days. However, Mr. Ordaz waited to file his grievance until October 30th, 2020. After the grievance was denied as being untimely at level 1, Mr. Ordaz and his attorney filed an appeal. I discussed the matter with Mr. Ordaz's attorney, explained the grievance was untimely filed, but he decided to proceed with the grievance anyway. Mr. Ordaz is not left without future recourse as suggested by Ms. Leahy. If new maintenance issues arise or he is personally affected by a failure to perform maintenance, he can file a timely grievance as to those new issues. He's not left without the ability to bring his concerns to the district's attention. However, he should not be allowed to drag out a grievance process that has clear deadlines that he has ignored. He should not get the benefit of several second chances to make his complaint. He should not be rewarded for refusing to follow the rules that everyone else is asked to follow. For these reasons, we ask that you uphold the administration's decision to dismiss Mr. Ordaz's grievance on the basis that it was untimely filed. If for some reason you believe that Mr. Ordaz's late filing should be excused, then the administration asks that the matter be sent back to level 2 for a hearing on the merits. However, we believe that the dismissal was correct, and we ask that you uphold it. Thank you.
Thank you. Does the board have any questions for the grievant? Does the board have any questions for administration?
May I, Mrs. Leahy, may I mention something?
No, unless the board gives you permission.
Okay, sorry.
At this time, the board does not have any questions regarding the timeliness of the grievance, and only the timeliness.
Correct. I will now instruct the board members regarding the procedure for an attempt to resolve the grievance. The board may discuss the merits of the grievance based upon the evidence and arguments presented. This board, having heard the presentations, may take any action it deems appropriate, including no action at all. If the board does not take action, the administrative decision at level 2 is upheld. Do I have a motion? Is there a motion? There being no motion, the level 2 decision is upheld. Thank you. We now go to correspondence and information. Mr. Mijares?
Yes,
Thank you.
just to announce that the school district will be providing employees that are scheduled to receive the second vaccine before March 12th. We're providing that second dosage here at the boardroom. The vaccine will be administered here at the boardroom on Friday. They will have to register on the link, and Mr. Camarillo will send an email. And like I said previously, we already have all our district staff with the first dose. There is around 75 employees that for some reason were absent or they were out of town, and we're working to vaccinate those employees during the week. We should be done. I mean, we were done already, but you know, we just need to, they changed their mind for whatever reason, so we will be vaccinating them this week. But we will be providing the second COVID vaccine for our employees this Friday. That way, it is convenient for them to be here, and it's allowed, it'll be more expedited at a sooner time than sometimes when they have everybody at the ITC. It's a little bit, it drags a little bit sometimes. I have heard some of the vaccines take up to 6 hours. So we're trying to facilitate that to our employees and be employee friendly. That way, they can start recovering already, and we don't want anybody to be out of town and miss that second dosage too. So for that purpose, we are doing this project. It's something that has been, we're doing through EOC. Okay, UMC is providing vaccinations for the employees that don't have their first dose. Okay. Also, next week will be spring break, so all offices will be closed from March 15th to March 19th.
These are for, it's not too soon to get the second dose, or?
Everybody that qualifies for the second dose.
Okay.
If their card says the date, for example, Friday is March 12th. If the card says March 12th, March 11th, or March 3rd, or anything before that, we will vaccinate. Okay? If it says March 17th, we will tell the employees to wait.
Good, thank you. And with that being said, do we have a motion to adjourn? Motion by Trustee Perry. We have a second? Second by Ms. Fuentes. All in favor? Unanimous. Meeting adjourned.